नमस्कार, मैं डॉक्टर सत्य प्रकाश सिंह, डायरेक्टर सिटी स्कूल ऑफ फार्मेसी। पिछली क्लास में हम लोगों ने पढ़ा था हीट ट्रांसफ़र के व्हाट इज़ हीट ट्रांसफ़र मैकेनिज्म, दैट इज़ कंडक्शन, कन्वेक्शन एंड रेडिएशन, एंड different laws governing heat transfer mechanism, that is Fourier's law and Stefan-Boltzmann law. Now, in this section we will study about heat interchanger and heat exchanger, that means the equipments which are used for the transfer of heat, or you can say that heat transfer mechanism which are followed in the instruments that we are going to study in this lecture. Now, first is heat interchanger and heat exchanger. So, what are heat interchangers and heat exchangers? Heat interchangers. So, these are the devices which are used for transferring of heat from one liquid to another or from one gas to another gas through a metal wall, or we can say that through a metallic wall. That means transfer of heat from one liquid to another or from one gas to another gas through metallic wall. The process or the equipments are called as heat interchangers. Similarly, heat exchangers, these are the devices which are used for transferring heat. That means from one fluid we can say that hot gas or steam, that means from one fluid to another fluid, that is liquid, through a metal wall. That means the source of heat in this case is hot gas or steam through which heat is transferred to another fluid or liquid by the help of metallic wall. This is called as heat exchanger. Okay. So, some devices or equipments which are used in these principles, one is tubular heater, cell and tube heater, second one is multi-pass heater, and the third one is two-pass floating head heater. So, we will study about these equipments in details in the coming slides. Now, heat exchanger. So, single pass tubular heater. So, in this case this is the equipment which is used for the transfer of heat. Okay. So, how it looks like? If you will see this diagram, it consists of a bundle of parallel tubes. So, this is the tube number 1, tube number 2, similarly 4 tubes are there in this diagram. So, we can say that it consists of a bundle of parallel tubes. The walls of these tubes are relatively thin as compared to outer walls. So, and the ends of these tubes means these portions on both sides. So, ends of these two tubes are fitted with tube sets. So, this is called as tube seats. So, tube seats are fitted on both ends of the tubes. Okay. So, let this tube seats are named as B1 and B2, and this is the bundle of parallel tubes whose walls are thin. Further, this parallel tubes, if you will see this diagram, this parallel tubes are enclosed in a casing, okay, or you can say that cell. So, this is denoted by C. This parallel tubes are enclosed in a casing, which the casing is made up of what? Cast iron. The casing which is used for construction of this equipment is cast iron. There are two distribution chambers, distribution chamber D1 and distribution chamber D2. So, this is one distribution chamber, this is another distribution chamber. So, two distribution chambers are provided at each end of the casing. Then there is a cold fluid inlet. Okay. Point is there through which cold fluid is introduced into this distribution chamber, that is D2, okay, or you can say that left side of the instrument. So, this is denoted as H. We have another portion on the right side of the equipment, that is distribution chamber number 1, that is outlet for heated fluid, that is denoted as I. Okay. Within this tube, a steam inlet point is also given, through which the heated liquid, or we can say that steam is introduced into this equipment, that is denoted as F. Okay. One more point is there at the bottom of the apparatus, that is condensate outlet, that is denoted as G, through which the condensed liquid or vapors are coming out. Okay. One more point is there, that is called as vent, that is vent is available for steam outlet, that means uncondensed vapors that comes out through this vent K, that is also called as steam outlet K, is also called as vent. So, this is all about the construction of this equipment, that is heat exchanger. Okay. What are the two distribution chambers? Tubes, two tube seats, parallel tubes, steam inlet point, casing, condensate outlet point, steam vent, heated liquid outlet and cold liquid inlet. Now, the working, how this instrument works. So, what happens through this steam inlet, steam is introduced into the spaces. Okay. Through a steam inlet, steam is introduced into this object. With the help of, as soon as this steam is introduced, the wall of the pipe gets heated or the parallel tubes gets heated. Now, through this cold fluid inlet, the cold liquid is introduced into this distribution chamber. Through this distribution chamber, the liquid is passing through the different parallel tubes, this tubes. Okay. The liquid is passing through different parallel tubes, which is attached, which is fitted into this chamber with tube seats. So, as soon as steam is introduced into it, with the help of this steam, the wall of the tube gets heated and the liquid which is introduced into it, that also gets heated. The heat is transferred through this metallic wall from steam to cold liquid, and as soon as liquid gets heated, it comes down to distribution chamber number 1, we can say that D1, and comes out with this outlet provided at the bottom, that is outlet for heated liquid. So, the condensate as the heated liquid comes out through outlet provided at the bottom, or we can say that at right side of the instrument, and the condensate is removed through this condensate outlet. Condensate means as the heat is transferred from steam to metallic wall and then to liquids, the liquid the steam gets condensed. Okay. So, due to this condensation, the condensate is coming out through this outlet, that is condensate outlet. Non-condensable gases, if any are present, that is coming out through this vent K, which is provided at the top of the cell. Okay. So, in this way heat exchange takes place in this instrument, that is single pass tubular heater. Now, advantages of this equipment is, in this case large heating surface is packed into a small volume. How? There are large number of tubes, parallel tubes are there, thin walled parallel tubes are there. So, the surface heating surface is increased due to this large number of tubes in a very small volume or small cylindrical container. Disadvantages of this is, the velocity of fluid flowing through these tubes are low. That means, the velocity through which the fluid is flowing through this tube is very low. The expansion of tubes, since due to the heat, the expansion of tubes and cell takes place due to difference in temperatures. So, there may be a gap between the tube seat and tubes due to this expansion. Initial cost and maintenance costs are very high in case of heat exchanger or single pass tubular heater. Now, the next equipment which we are going to study is floating heated head 2 pass heater. Floating head, as the name suggests, that means there is a one portion which is floating, that is called as floating head. In this construction of this equipment, as you see in the diagram, it is also bundle of parallel tubes as in case of previous one, but there is a difference between this instrument and the previous one. In previous instrument, there were 2 distribution chambers which are attached on both the sides. In this case, here a distribution chamber is provided. So, this distribution chamber, there is a partition in the middle of the distribution chamber. The partition is made in such a way that half of the tubes will on the bottom side and half of the tube will be on upper side. So, in this partitioned chamber, one inlet is there, that is for cold fluid inlet. One outlet is there on the other portion of partition, that is chamber, that is outlet for hot fluid. Steam inlet is there, through which steam is entering into the system or into this apparatus, and it supplies heat to the pipe. Condensate outlet is provided into it, this chamber. This casing is made up of cast iron. These are the tubes, and vent is also provided for removal of steam or uncondensed vapors. On the left hand side of the equipment, you will see this type of chamber is there, that portion is called as floating head. Okay. So, this portion is called as floating head. Why it is called as floating head? Because this distribution chamber is not connected to the casing, or we can say that it is not permanently fixed with this casing. So, it is structurally independent, that is why it is called as floating head. The ends of these tubes are fitted with the floating head, means one side of the tube, means this side, it is fitted with this floating head, and casing is provided with steam inlet, vent and condensate outlet also. Okay. So, this is all about the construction of this equipment, or you can say that heat exchange or floating head 2 pass heater. This is floating head, that is why the name floating head. 2 pass means it is partitioned into 2 different portions. Now, working of this equipment 2 pass heater, how it works. So, as you see in the diagram, that is in steam inlet point is there, through which steam is introduced into the casing, or we can say that cells. So, as the steam is introduced into this cell, it heats the what? These tubes. The tube is heated by steam. Okay. Now, the cold liquid, the cold fluid is introduced into this apparatus through the cold fluid inlet, which is attached with the partitioned chamber on the right hand side bottom. Okay. So, if you will find there are 4 tubes, tube number 1, 2, 3 and 4. So, 2 tubes are in below the partition chamber and 2 tubes are above the partition chamber. Okay. So, fluid is flowing through these tubes, liquid is flowing through these tubes in upward direction or towards left hand side, and as soon as it comes here, it is directed to the upper portion of the tube in this way. Okay. And from here, after the liquid is heated with the steam, hot liquid can be collected through this hot liquid outlet. So, we will find that first the liquid is coming through this is one time the liquid is heating, again it is passing through the tube in the upper portion. So, second time again the liquid is same liquid is heating. So, in this way it gets more time for heating, and then it is coming out through this outlet provided at the top on the right side of the partition chamber. The condensate, if any, that condensate is escapes through this cell or casing through this condensate outlet, which is provided at the bottom of the casing. Okay, where it is provided? It is at the bottom of the casing. The liquid as it is coming from this tube, it changes its direction. How? Because of the presence of this floating head. So, the floating head changes the direction of flow, and the liquid again passes through the upper tube into the distribution chamber. So, in this way this floating head 2 pass heater works. Heat interchanger, liquid to liquid heat interchanger. Now, previously we have studied about heat exchangers. Now, this is heat interchanger. Now, so first equipment is liquid to liquid heat interchanger. The construction of this equipment. So, this is also a similar type of equipment. Parallel tubes are there, which is enclosed in a casing. On both the ends tube seats are there, through which the tubes are attached into this construction or this casing. The additional thing in this case is baffles. So, these are the baffles which are provided inside the tube. Okay. What is this baffles? It consists of circular metallic seats or metal seats, in which one side is cut away. So, these baffles are placed inside the cell at different places, and it has also perforations. So, these baffles have a perforations, or we can say that holes through which this tube is passing. Okay. So, this is right side distribution chamber, this is left side distribution chamber. On left hand distribution chamber, inlet for cold liquid is there. On right hand of distribution chamber, outlet of for heated liquid is there. This is outlet for hot liquid, inlet for hot liquid, or we can say that in previous cases steam was introduced used for heating the liquids. Here liquid is hot liquid is used for heating the liquids. Working of this liquid to liquid heat interchanger. So, as soon as hot liquid is pumped through this hot liquid inlet into this chamber or right top of the cell, the fluid flows through the cell, that is outside of the tubes, means through this outer portion the fluid flows into the hot liquid flows into it, and it passes through the baffles. Due to the presence of this baffles, the velocity of hot fluid, that means the velocity of hot fluid that is outside of the tube increases. Due to this increase in velocity, it creates turbulence. Okay. As the turbulence is created, this results in the transfer of heat through the metallic wall. As this is created, this reduces the film thickness outside the tube. That means, the tube wall is there. So, with this tube wall, the layer of liquid or thickness of liquid which is present, that is decreased due to this increase in turbulence. So, due to this increase in turbulence, thickness reduces or decreases, and it increases the film coefficient, which results in increase in heat transfer. As film coefficient increases, heat transfer also increases, and the baffles also gets heated. So, in this way heat transfer takes place in this equipment, that is liquid to liquid heat interchanger. A drain pipe is also provided in this equipment here, through which this hot liquid can be drained out after the process is over. Heat interchanger, double pipe heat interchanger. This is a second type of heat interchanger. So, as you see in the diagram, in this case two different types of pipes are used. In previous cases, casing or cell was used, in which thin walled pipes were fitted with the help of tube seats, but in this case two different pipes are used. How? The arrangement of these two pipes are in such that one pipe is inserted into the another pipe. So, this is one pipe. In this pipe another pipe is introduced. That means, both the pipes are having different diameters. Okay. So, what happens through this inner tube, cold liquid is passed, okay, and through this outer tube, or we can say that through this tube hot liquid is introduced. So, this outer pipe, it acts as a jacket for the circulation of hot fluid. So, with this outer pipe, hot fluid is introduced into this system. These outer pipes are connected with each other. Suppose in this way, from here hot liquid is introduced from the top end, from this end the hot liquid passes to the next pipe, then it goes downward, and again here it is connected with the third one, hot liquid passes to this pipe, and from this portion hot liquid is coming out. So, what are the things? Two different pipes are used having different diameters. One pipe is inserted into the another pipe. A bend is used to connect the inner pipe. Outer pipe is acts as a jacket for the flow of hot fluids. Now, working of this heat interchanger, which one? Double pipe heat interchanger. Since two pipes are used, that is why it is also called as double pipe heat changer. The hot liquid is introduced through the inlet provided at the top. Through hot liquid inlet, the hot liquid is introduced into this pipe, that we can call as outer pipe or jacket. Through this hot liquid is passes into first to second pipe, then to third portion. Likewise, it moves or it circulated through the annular spaces between the pipes and carried from one section to next section. So, from this section hot liquid is introduced into this section, and then from this section it is introduced into the third section. Finally, it leaves the jacket through this outlet provided at the bottom, that is hot liquid outlet. Now, cold liquid is introduced from the bottom section, from this, that is cold liquid inlet. The liquid to be heated is pumped into this pipe and it passes through this bend to the next section, and finally, through this bend to the next section. So, with the help of these movement of liquid, cold liquid through this inner tube, and it gets heated while moving through this jacket, and it flows through the bend into the next tube, and it moves in the next tube section, and finally, this outlet, through this outlet heated liquid can be collected. So, this is all about different type of heat interchanges that are used for the exchange of heat. Thank you.